Welcome everyone. My name's Corey Allen. This is the Overton Report. I just need to weigh in for a couple of minutes on the massive efforts at virtue signaling that the Biden handlers and the Biden administration are putting out there. It's hilarious. It's hilarious to me. Now, I want to just real quick touch on his executive action. They don't call them executive orders when Joe Biden does it. They're executive actions because action is good. We want action. But when Trump did it, it was executive orders. So, yes, racial equity, that's the thing. Got rid of the 1776 Commission, which was put forward to teach history with the United States in a positive light. Can't have that. Cannot have that. So now we're going straight to the 1619 Project, which is just basically turning racial division into like an education platform. So that's cool. Now, equity. We've talked about equity before. A lot of people have talked about equity before. There is a reason that they say not equality, equity. Equity implies we all have the same outcome. That's just straight communist tropes. It is impossible. If you want equality of outcome, there's a problem there. That means that no matter how hard you work, now look, regardless of your skin color, your ethnicity, your religion, regardless of any of that, no matter how hard you work, there is a ceiling to what you can expect in return. Now, among other things, we've got the $15 minimum wage, we got $2 trillion coming in, but the most hilarious virtue signal to me is this Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill thing. Okay? Now, let me explain. I love money. Now, not in the, greed sense, not in the sense of, oh, money, money, money. I'm a numismatist, a numismatic enthusiast, a person who loves to collect coinage and currency from all over the world at all different time periods. I actually tend to use it to learn about different time periods in different countries and parts of the world. Now, when I say I'm a coin collector, I'm talking everything from like ancient Carthage. This guy, the Byzantine Empire, oh man. He's like tied for the worst dictator in history with the left's false concept of Donald Trump. He's right up there with that. But he was actually a dictator, and he was like actually murderous, and he actually tried to silence dissenting opinions. Reminds me of somebody. Can't quite put my finger on it. Corn Pop? No, Corn Pop was a bad dude. Okay.
Welcome to Kingswood Community Center. Actually, that's the one down I used to work. As a joke. You didn't know where we were anyway.
But no, like I collect coinage from all over the world. We got Mexico. We've got well, that's the United States. That's boring. Canada, ancient India, the Prussian Empire, German Empire, Austria, Australia, everywhere. My currency, that's put away. Copper, silver, gold, platinum, a little bit. I'm not a big fan of platinum. Except there's an old Russian platinum coin. Real cool. But that's neither here nor there. So this Harriet Tubman thing, it affects my passion for politics. It affects my passion for history. And it affects my passion for currency and coinage. So all those three things converge. I've got to talk about it. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, that's a good question. I would be perfectly fine with Harriet Tubman being on the $20 bill. What I'm not fine is leftists using it for virtue signaling. I'm not fine with the president and his handlers using it as like, do you see how amazing we are and how racist, this is the best part, how racist Donald Trump was. Donald Trump put a pause on this $20 bill with Harriet Tubman's face on it because he's a racist.
It also holds polluters. I'll hold polluters accountable with the most ambitious environmental justice agenda ever.
There were a lot of other real issues that needed to be addressed, like, giving the African American community the lowest unemployment rate in history, and raising American wages to the highest point in 60 years. Those were a little bit more important than putting Harriet Tubman's face on the $20 bill. However, here's something that the mainstream media won't tell you that I have a little bit more insight in because I like coins. Do you know that the first time ever that Lady Liberty was depicted as an African American woman was on a coin in 2017? Bonus points if you can tell me who the president was in April of 2017. Do you see why this is a joke? Is Donald Trump racist because he dealt with other things instead of changing and putting bills forward and trying to push a picture of Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill instead of the head of the Democratic Party, the creator of the Democratic Party, Andrew Jackson? And if that's the case, does that also make Biden like an amazing guy for putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill and rushing that through production instead of, doing real things?
He's waved a white flag on life. He doesn't leave his basement.
And if that's the way we're judging him, let's keep that line right. So does that mean that Donald Trump is just an amazing dude because the first time Lady Liberty was depicted as an African American, it was on a coin under his presidency? A very highly valuable coin, mind you. Pure gold. Look, and I'll tell you this. Our gold coins are 22 karat, and that's to make them a little bit harder. Most other countries is 24. This one was 24 karat. The only other 24 karat gold coin that we have is the one that depicts a Native American. And let's go a little further back in history, shall we? I don't think any of this really matters, but let's go ahead and go back. 1946. Booker T. Washington was on a commemorative $50. And not just, not a commemorative $50 that you buy and stick in your closet. Back in the 40s and 50s, they would introduce $50 that would actually be in circulation. Kind of like the quarters we have now. Oh, wait. There's a Tuskegee Airman on the quarter. Booker T. Washington, 1946, says from slave cabin to Hall of Fame on the back. It's one of the most highly sought after $50 of the entire 20th century, really. Then, one of the other most highly sought after was 1952. George Washington Carver and Booker T. Washington on yet another coin. Now, minorities, women, Native Americans, African Americans, they've been on coinage and bills for a long time. Over 100 years. Well over 100 years. A couple of my favorite coins are the Incuse Indian Gold Eagle. Those, they are just stunning coins. Beautiful. And they're made out of gold. Now, of course, we've also had Native Americans on bills. So I don't get this whole thing about first off, it's not a big deal. Second, it's not even close to unprecedented. Third, I'd say it's a much larger symbol to make Lady Liberty an African American woman than it is to replace the founder of the Democratic Party with a universally admired and loved African American lady, Harriet Tubman, on a $20 bill. I would say one far outweighs the other. If we're doing this like virtue signal race, Trump wins that one all day long. All day long. Second, how about we get some substance? Yeah? Why do we have to try and just feed the crowds of leftists virtue signals and symbology instead of substance? Look, I get it. Joe Biden and Democratic policies will never be able to put African Americans in a better place than Donald Trump's policies did. It won't happen. But that doesn't mean that you get to just look down your nose and say, well, here's a picture on one of the bills that we have. Here you go. Buck up. It doesn't work like that. And the fact that so many white leftists think it does, that's the part that really blows my mind. And the fact that they're pretending like Donald Trump was some kind of ridiculous racist for this. Especially when he made Lady Liberty an African American woman. My mind is blown. Don't forget, we got this podcast. It's going to be released Friday. We'll put all the links to it and everything like that once we get them figured out. YouTube, MeWe, Gab TV, and theovertonreport.substack.com. So, thank you guys so much. I had to weigh in on this because it's just so absolutely ridiculous. We'll talk to you soon. My name's Corey Allen, and this is the Overton Report.